So yeah, you can maybe take a breath and allow yourself to just arrive here, to just feel like you can become really present with yourself. Really present with how you're feeling right now. The ego part of the mind always wants to disown something, it wants to disown how you feel, dissociate. So instead, we can just allow right now. And if you're following the lessons of the course right now, it's about how to reach God, how to reach an experience of the light, how to come to the experience of the truth. And the current lessons are about releasing grievances. Yesterday was love holds no grievances. And today we have my grievances hide the light of the world in me. And he describes here that we have grievances as to not experience the light. We hold grievances so that we can't experience the light. And so that we can keep ourselves in darkness and everyone else. That's the purpose for grievances. And it's a pretty nasty purpose to hold. And with the ego, it's going to be always too hard to release grievances. And there's going to be particular grievances that are way too hard. That's how the ego works. But knowing that about the ego, we can even question that. We can question that practice of keeping favorite grievances, keeping particular things that are too hard to release. Let's question that today. In today's lesson, he describes this cloud, this ring of cloud that surrounds the light that you are, and you're standing outside. You can't even see the light that you are, and you can't even imagine that that's going to be what you experience when you go through the clouds, but it is assuring us that's what's going to be there. Light and strength and peace. We can take a look now in the mind, scan the mind for grievances. And maybe it's easy to find, maybe even this morning, perhaps there have been certain thought patterns, certain things that are grievances or hidden grievances. When we have found them, we can see them as the cloud. We can touch this cloud. And just start to walk through. Clouds are really very light. Clouds cannot stop us. They may be a little wet and may make sight a bit hard to see in front of us, but we don't have to see. We can just walk on. We're through. Standing in the light on the other side. Being that light. That is our mind. That is your mind. And allow yourself to be in this prayer, this healing of maybe particular grievance. Has been hard to release. It's still any of it there. The light can wash away anything. And it is common on the journey that we need to forgive people. There are certain persons that represent things for us in the mind. And these are the ones to forgive. One of the very helpful advices that Jesus gives us is never analyze the motives of others. Never interpret motives. And this can be one way of working with grievances. Find out what motives we have ascribed to others. If we have ascribed motives, we have analyzed. And he says, free your brother from his past. And there may be other words of wisdom coming to your mind from the Course. Jesus says you might be surprised at how much Course-related wisdom you have in your mind. Maybe you have held grievances against yourself. These can be seen and washed away as well. We are approaching how we are as God created us by releasing grievances. And God is not some old white-haired man on the cloud that created us a long time ago. No, God didn't create multiplicity, bodies, the world. We're talking about source, we're talking about love, talking about the creator, which cannot be defined in human terms. It cannot be defined on the timeline. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're approaching. The experience of the truth. It is non-threatening, and it is harmless, and it is indescribable. So let's find the willingness. Let's be so willing to remove the blocks. Even if we don't know what the blocks are, always we can say, whatever blocks I have, let me become aware so I can release them. Let me not block the light. And we can open up here, and if there is anything you'd like to explore, talk about, and dive right in. Solveig?
Hi, I'm having this inner conflict discussion with myself. No, this is ridiculous. Don't say this. So I just decided to reveal it anyway. There's a grievance coming up at the end of the meditation that I realized I had it yesterday, and I just pushed it down. And it's really so banal. It's so I feel even shameful of saying it here. But when we went to you and what's the film, I had grievances around the chair I was sitting on. I just, the thoughts that came up was like, oh, it was my own fault because I came as the last one, and definitely not wanting to say anything because I did not want anyone to sacrifice the chair for me, because then they had to sit on that. So there's a lot of things going on in my mind, but
instead you were the martyr instead.
Yes, and I see that as a pattern. Yeah, I definitely do not want anyone to sacrifice something for me. And I think that's why I didn't say anything. I could have just said, I have these thoughts, I have these grievances up. It's not about solving it in form. And I might have been perfect on that chair after actually just saying it. Probably nothing wrong with the chair, I guess, but the thoughts were there, definitely.
Oh, we welcome that. We welcome the revealing of the private thoughts that are, uncomfortable thoughts.
Yeah, I think it was thoughts that were uncomfortable, not the chair. Yeah, I think it was actually. And I know that. And then maybe that's why I feel more shameful of just revealing it now, because why did I? Thank you. It's good to.
Yeah, we're so happy that you let it out.
That's good. There are no small topics. And the Holy Spirit has miracles in store, so to allow speaking up about something, there I already know another solution that would have come through, so would have given some more comfortable feeling in your mind, in your being. Yeah. Good. I feel you're looking at the pattern of holding back, of enduring.
Yes.
Quiet suffering.
Yeah. In the small things.
Mm.
Yeah.
But holding it in is it's like being on the hot seat.
Yeah. And that's actually the suffering. I can see that now. It's nothing to do with the chair, actually.
The pattern, the martyrdom pattern, protecting others. I'll endure this so that someone else doesn't have to.
Exactly.
This is that strong belief in sacrifice played out. Thank you, Solveig.
Thanks.
Lena?
Yeah, first of all, I just wanted to speak up because I haven't for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also just to mention how much rage and I've been so angry about in my health.
With your health?
Yeah. Yeah, I made a decision and never go back into that again. But I also recognize that what has come up was the fear of the surgeries again. And also, since that, I have this real bad cold. My nose is constantly, And I've been talking to the doctor about it because I feel like I'm still not strong enough for the surgery.
So your desire is still to look at the fear of the surgery.
Yeah. And you know, the ego is threatening me, like, you're going to be paralyzed. I'm so afraid of complications and infections after. Because the doctor told me that, you know, if you get an infection, you could be paralyzed. Yeah, it's just, he is really using these threats, I suppose.
Yeah, it's here for the healing.
Sorry?
The fear is here for the healing. It's quite normal that when we make a commitment, when we decide we're going to move forward on the helpful path, that what needs to heal comes up, it surfaces.
I feel like it has a lot to do with mistrust in people, stemming from your childhood. And here you're going to be in a vulnerable position, being operated on and by people. And I feel it is, you know, this deep fear of being vulnerable and being under, you know, someone's operation, you know. I think.
Yeah, they're in control of everything.
Yeah, and you sound really angry when you say this. So this is what you're looking at. They will transform when you forgive them. When you forgive this fear that you can't trust people, when you hand over the people, you're going to get soft feelings, soft images. You're going to feel safe. And maybe your mind has called forth this whole process, this whole procedure, these events to heal this deep, deep pain and mistrust.
Yeah, I also want to share something I felt really happy about the other day. I was at the hospital and I had to change the button. I had a new doctor, a young woman. She was very happy and she just had a big smile on her face all the time when I was there. So I entered the room and I said, look, can I do this by myself? She said, of course, it's a really good idea. Why not? I can't see why not. She looked really surprised. Wow, someone wants to do this by himself. I said, yeah, it feels good, you know, to do it the first time by myself when I'm surrounded by you, when you guys are here. So if I am not able to, you can help me. So I just told them what I needed, and they stood beside me. And it didn't work the first time. And the doctor told me, do like this instead. Try like this instead. And I did. And yeah, I did it by myself. And that was quite a big step because, you know, just because I took the old one out and then I have a hole right into my stomach. And I could feel it. I didn't even want to watch it, you know, and I had to sit up a little bit, just raise my head to watch the hole so I knew where to put this thing in. And I just felt that was really scary just to see that there was a hole in my stomach. But I did. I felt really happy it worked and relieved.
What a beautiful miracle. So it's already happening. You're receiving new witnesses, new reflections.
Yeah, she was so happy. I hardly ever met a person that happy, you know, positive. And yeah, of course. Yeah. Wow. Like, yeah, we can do that. Well, yeah, I was really happy. And also, yeah, I pay about over 30 euros every time. And for the travels back and forth. And I felt for some time this is really unnecessary. I can't do this by myself. And now I can, so I'm really happy. I just
Things are changing.
Yeah. Thanks for the sharing the miracle.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be ready. Vanessa
And then
and
also,
also.
Yeah, I think I want to release this thought, like this deep belief that I have, and that death is the solution. I can see this in my mind whenever I go. Even now, my heart just popping, and whenever I go into intense feelings or emotions, or there is this plan in my mind, like if I die, it's gonna end. It's gonna end. And but somehow I know I cannot. It's like if I die, everything's gonna disappear. But maybe not, because I cannot die. It's like this, like people can die, but it can die in my mind. Like I believe in that, and then I believe they died. But what if they don't die? What if something happened? Or I don't know. It's just it's so weird, but it's like the death to die is the answer, but it's so unhappy, because I like to feel happy. I like to feel delight, just, even now when she was sharing, Lena, she was sharing about the woman there. And I was like, wow, it's so helpful just to have someone having smile on her face. And maybe she doesn't know how helpful she was to share this nurses, what I understood. How helpful she was just to smile, to be happy. And it's so opposite. Like when I feel death, I feel like death is the solution if I die. But I just want to release this thought, because it's so constantly in my mind whenever I go. I just want to disappear. The other day I was going through really deep feelings, and and then I went out and was so cold. And I was there like, no, I'm strong, and all this situation was so unnecessary, because I was suffering. My hand was like so cold that I was almost burning. And then when I said, Jesus, help me to let go this pride in my mind, or whatever it is that, this desire to be right, or whatever, I don't know. And then when I came home, wow, I felt my hands were so painful. I couldn't cry. And I don't know, it just came to me like this desire for separation, to protect this feeling, this uncomfortable feeling, so painful. And I just had this prayer, like, just help me to release that, to release the desire for that, or to believe that death is the solution, but cannot be, because it's so painful. And yeah, just I wanna feel light, and I wanna experience that I'm the light of the world, just to share the light with everyone. It's the way I feel really, really happy and really helpful in people's lives, just to have this thought, like send the light for my neighbors, for everyone. Yeah, I just want to release that.
Thank you. Yeah, putting that death wish on the altar. Yeah.
Yesterday I heard someone say there is always something to be grateful for, And I'm holding this thought in my mind, like just help me to see the gift in my life, you know, that God gives to me every day, and put my mind on that.
Yeah, not just every day, every moment.
Every moment, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and
I
it is,
want to and express my gratitude for all of you.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah. Jesus says that gratitude is the way the truth is remembered.
Yeah.
For love is not far behind the grateful heart and the thankful mind.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
And mind cannot die. Mind cannot die.
Yeah, mine cannot die.
Cannot die. No. Yeah, bodies die, but and that is a twisted belief that is a solution. So I'm glad you're questioning that. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Vanessa. Also next. Good to
Hi,
see- Hi.
Hi.
nice to join with you.
So,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to put my grievances about myself on the, I want to give it away because I go in and out of this very hard self-talk sometimes. And yeah, it's painful, of course. And it's, yeah. And I also think I have grievances. I don't know, no people came up for me, but more the world, the whole world. Like, yeah, some sort of what? This, yeah, I think I hold some grievances to this
Yeah.
crazy world, Just, it's such a weird world in a way. And now with the prices going up here so much, then yeah, I think it's fucked. I hear the owner of the store making 11 million krona a year. And then people like us can't even buy groceries hardly. I mean, I can, but it's just, yeah. So I usually never feel like that, but because I usually find my way and, but now when you spoke about it, I just felt it,
Yeah, and it could be because it seemed like you feel some sadness about the negative self-talk and the
Yes. And I
harshness.
don't want it. It's
Mm.
terrible.
Mm.
And I also want to admit that, in all my life, I never committed and I never been interested really to make money, and the last year I have. And I made this investment in a course and a training. And for me, I was doing it because I wanted to live a different life and I didn't want to be bound to Sweden and Stockholm and this house. I wanted to go and, do your things and Joe Dispenza and, the Bruno Gröning and things that I love to do. And I learned so much through committing to this thing. And now I don't know if I want to continue because it hasn't been rewarding for me financially. Yeah, so I want to put it. And I think the reason why I had to say it is because I'm hard towards myself, you know, for failing. And I'm not sure I want to give it up either. I'm not sure. I don't know what the, you know, and I ask and I pray about it. What is the right thing to do? Because I can see both, you know, and I don't know. I can't feel what is my the way for me. So yeah. And then I have beautiful moments when I can really practice gratitude. Beautiful moments, you know, the same life, the same circumstances, and just pouring hot water into a cup and seeing the steam, and I feel so blessed. So it's, I go in and out of this.
Yeah.
And of course I want to feel more like that. And then I'm hard on myself because I don't feel it. And then I'm hard on myself because I'm not disciplined enough to meditate long enough and change my inner state. And yeah, so all that I want to, please take it away. Please.
Just want to say, you don't need to feel bad about failing to make money. You don't need to feel bad about failing as a person, because it's not you. We're set up to fail as a person. That's what this world is for. It's a harsh experience.
Yeah, the calling is to find the abundance in the present moment, that abundance of love and care. So the striving.
Tell me more.
Well,
I can hear you and something stops inside and I'm like, what? But I can't really grasp it.
yeah, I mean, it's in the absence of fear, in the absence of worry, that the abundance.
And Jesus even tells us this, you know, we can try the pathways of the world as many times as we want, but we're never going to find what
That's
we're really.
what I really did.
Yeah, well, we find the suffering and we find very harsh world.
There's a point where we're ready to lay it down. Already on this session, I've had this feeling just to like invite everyone here, like come here, come out of the world. The world is not worthy of you. We watched a movie a little while back that talked about Shangri-La. It's this sort of place beyond the ways of the world. It's calling you. This is the place of abundance in the mind and in your being. But for some of us, it really does look like a valley, a remote valley, like in the movie.
What?
For some of us, the path looks like coming to a place that's a bit removed from the world, where just like where we are here. And in the movie, the way the man who was called there, the way he arrived there almost seemed a bit impossible. Crazy plane ride and then trek through the Himalayas. but it was inevitable, actually. It didn't matter how strange or amazing his journey to get there looked, because it was meant to be. Your journey home is meant to be. It's okay to step out of the world. It really is.
Swearing at the world right now inside. I'm just saying it like it is. I think it's no wonder. I also have these secret thoughts that I want someone to come and save me, you know. Like a relationship or whatever, you know. That's crazy. But it's there. It's not up so much, but it came up now.
Coming back to this movie, because in the movie, the plane didn't go where they thought it was going to go. That's why they ended up actually crashing, you know, in the Himalayas. It didn't look what they thought it should look like. And then the people of the valley came to them and welcomed them in to this beautiful paradise. I mean, this place, you know, beyond the laws of the world, really.
Beautiful. Beyond the laws of the world.
And to them, it looked like things were out of control and, you know, something was going wrong. But it had all been planned, actually. This journey to the valley was actually planned by someone with a bigger picture. It was really all done in love. I mean, it's a beautiful story, actually.
Yeah, and it's the joining together, not striving in isolation, but joining together. Not to be rescued or saved by somebody, but to expand through relationships, through the joining, to see more in the mind, forgive more, and expand more.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
There is hope.
Sorry?
There is hope. In the present.
Yeah. I feel it's shifting very much. I feel so. I just see this beautiful, some sort of, I don't know, something that I just lean back into, you know, and then everything that I wish for is there, you know. It's not anywhere on that direction. It's just when I just lean in and relax and trust and abide in this world that has no laws or different laws. Everything I want to feel is there. What was the name of this beautiful movie?
I don't know if it is a recommendable movie. It's called Shangri-La. It's this very old. It's this kind of utopia idea of finding heaven on earth kind of thing, which, you know, heaven and earth will disappear into the truth. So we will never find a place that is it, you know, because it is about transcending. But the way we use it here and the way Barret described it is more a symbol of going through the hardship and finding the light.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I feel so different.
Feel your softness.
It's beautiful. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Maybe that was it for today, unless someone is sitting with something more here. Let's end with this prayer for the love, you know, let go of grievances and allow the love. Love is letting go of fear. Love is letting go of grievances. Letting go of grievances is the way to love. Just take a moment within and release all the thoughts in the mind again. Just to stay back in this open space, light. I need do nothing. I will wait. I will wait on the light. I will step back. Back and let my mind be fully healed. You're joining us today.
Yeah. Love you guys.